This is intended for review only. It is not intended to cover all aspects of the competency and does not cover all safety precautions. Do not attempt the operation unless you have participated in the classroom demonstration and have the instructor's permission. This competency is engine portering. It's part of a series of 3. It'll be engine portering, interior vehicle portering, and external vehicle portering. This is a typical engine that you'll see come in that needs to be cleaned. All right, if you look, we've got corrosion on the top of the battery. Battery's dirty. Oil spilled on the top from someone filling it, and the engine's generally dirty in the engine compartment. The first step is to run this engine and get it up to temperature. That's going to take you about a good 10 minutes of idling. If you don't run the engine before you do this, you're going to have problems with it starting. All right, next, once the engine is warm, we're going to put degreaser on it. Anything on the engine can have degreaser sprayed on it, with the exception of the alternator. Now, if we come down here, here's the alternator on this engine. As we said earlier, any part of the engine can have degreaser put on it, with the exception of the alternator. As you know by now, the alternator windings, the field windings and stator windings, are only insulated with varnish. So we don't want to get a chemical degreaser sprayed on that varnish. Could cause the varnish to loosen up, and we end up shorting out part of the alternator, so its capacity will be less. So the first step, we're going to grab our degreaser. Jeff is going to spray all engines that are greasy with the degreaser. Do not waste the degreaser by spraying it on dirt. We want to have this sprayer adjusted so that it's fanning out, so we don't waste this stuff. One bottle of that degreaser is about $8. Your taxes, your parents' taxes pay for it to do it on your car. If we bring outside people's cars in, there's a charge for doing this. All right, once you have the degreaser sprayed on, it's important that you wait 5 minutes for it to do its work. If you don't give it 5 minutes, you've wasted $8 worth of degreaser. 5 minutes has passed. Jeff has now got the pressure washer out, and we're going to start rinsing from the top of the hood down, so we don't clean one area and then put dirt on it, and work his way through the whole engine. Go ahead, Jeff. Notice he's not getting that pressure washer closer than about a foot away. After he does this once, he's going to find areas he's going to have to go back and retouch up. Degreaser is doing its job. Jeff's done with the first cleaning. Now, when he looked around it, he could see that we've still got dirt and grease in various locations. So now he's going to spot spray that. He will then take his fingers and rub this into it. Oh. How dirty. We don't like that dirt. Once we got the engine clean and I've inspected it and okayed it, we're now going to put the rubber dressing on. spray the rubber dressing on all things rubber and plastic. All right, this is going to make everything look like it's new. You need to be very generous when you spray this on. It needs to flow. It's very thick. If you miss places with it, you need to end up doing the whole procedure over again because the engine will look like heck. Be sure you get the windshield washer tanks and the master cylinder tanks. All right, all the hoses. If it's rubber or plastic, you're going to spray it on it. Okay, you can see Jeff has finished this. Don't be concerned if the rubber dressing looks like this. You are now going to start the engine, close the hood, and let it run for about 20 minutes. When you reopen the hood, this rubber dressing will flatten itself out and everything will look as close to new as possible. And that's the competency.